Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jerry Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. As always, we're sponsored by Eric Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga, Top Shine Detailing, and check us out on all of our platforms. Well, the top news we chose today was Jack Smith's subpoena issue with Twitter. The circuit court, which is the appeals court after a federal district court, ruled that the subpoena could go forward. The dissent was great about executive privilege. They issued this subpoena without Trump's freaking knowledge. Twitter is the one that challenged it. Folks, you don't get the subpoena without notifying the adverse party that you're doing it. This was corrupt as hell. It'll go up to the United States Supreme Court. ABC canceled the New Hampshire debate because Nikki Haley said she's not going to do it if Trump doesn't participate. Why should Trump participate and give you the platform? Wall Street Journal did an op-ed yesterday saying DeSantis needs to drop out and endorse Trump. Trump loves Vivek again, says they're going to be working together for a long time. Vivek, of course, dropped out and endorsed Donald Trump. Hunter's gun pouch has cocaine all over it. Does that shock anybody? Not me. Donald Trump is up 6 points in Georgia. Just, you know what? Biden's failing everywhere. Chuck Grassley's 90 years old, was hospitalized. I like Chuck Grassley, but this geriatric Senate is ridiculous. Burger King franchisee Carol's are going to sell their franchise to Burger King for $1 billion. Woo! Davos. This is the big place where all the rich people get together and talk about their economics, and they try to control us from the world. Going on right now, folks. And Washington's Attorney General is trying to block the Kroger and Albertsons merger, saying it would do a lot of economic harm. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. They're all moldy, muddy-metaled bum bellies. Ladies and gentlemen, the American German Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Local News Show, sponsored by Eric Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga, Top Shine Detailing. Check us out on all of our platforms. And don't forget to check out our weekly newsletter. If you don't get it, email me at eric@ericdeters.com and we'll add you to the list. All right, in law and crime, a starving child. These two folks right here allowed a newborn baby to starve to death. They deserve the death penalty. Armed and dangerous. This guy right here is out and about. Domestic violence and strangulation. Another Samuel Jackson, not the famous one. 42 years old, armed and dangerous. If you see this guy, kill him and call the cops. Erlanger, abuse of child. This guy here says the child fell off the couch. Turns out there's no way that's the kind of injuries. Death penalty. Retired cop raper right here, this guy, David Love, raping and sodomized repeatedly a child, should get the death penalty. Then we are the only ones reporting on this story. Dr. Kendall Hansen's federal criminal trial started this week. And you know what, folks? We have someone in the courtroom. Dr. Kendall Hansen, Drake Law, formerly Deters Law, has a whole bunch of people who have sued this guy. If you were treated with Dr. Hansen, let us know. Here's what he used to do. He would threaten to withhold your pain medications unless you allowed him to do big, expensive epidurals. The feds have charged him with serious crimes. Here is a report from the courtroom on opening statement. The prosecution's going to have two employees who tell the jury that patients were regularly intoxicated, drunk, messed up on pain medicine, and still given pain medicine. He knew patients were using illegal drugs. People died. This is all about profit over patient health. It was a bona fide drug conspiracy. It's going to get ugly. Dr. Kendall Hansen, swanky man. He used to buy mail order brides from Russia. Had a horse in the Derby. Remember the horse, Hansen? All right, local news. C. Donald Wells, the longtime lawyer in Pendleton County, was given an award from the Pendleton County Chamber of Commerce. Congratulations, Don Wells. CVG Airport CEO Candace McGraw is retiring. I need to send this news to Mark Arnson and Jim Huff. Little joke there. Saini smart badges. You can't make it up, folks. Check out Eric Deters Local Weekly News for all the details on this. AI is now in all of the hospitals in the tri-state. People are going to start dying by AI. You just watch. And Kentucky news. They want the Kentucky Board of Education, they want elections to be partisan. I agree. Driver's licenses. There's a state bill to make sure every single county has a driver's license office. I support that. They're also working on resetting Kentucky election years, the state constitutional office like governor, etc., on the same year as the president. We're one of the few states that doesn't do that. And they're going after diversity, equity, and inclusion of all the colleges. Good for them. And Ohio news. The Ohio Supreme Court froze the assets of Randazzo. He's the guy involved in the big nuclear power scandal. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.
This is Eric Deters World News. The headlines. Israeli and Hamas agree on humanitarian aid deal for Gaza. Croati and French mediation results in an agreement for increased aid to Gaza, including medicines for Hamas-held hostages. In exchange, Israel will permit more essential supplies into the war-torn region. Iranian strike kills children in Pakistan border. 2 children lose their lives and 3 are injured as an Iran target base affiliated with Ja'ali in Pakistan. This marks the 3rd country hit by Iranian attacks in recent days, prompting concerns about their repercussion labeled illegal by Pakistan Foreign Minister. And rule change grants voting rights to 2 million overseas Brits. A significant amendment to the Election Act 2022 allows approximately 2 million British citizens abroad previously disqualified for over 15 years to register and vote in general elections. They can now register in the last territory they were part of before leaving the United Kingdom. That's today's headlines. Until tomorrow, cheerio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury Bulldog Nation, welcome to Sports Without Boundaries. Look at me, I'm all bundled up. It's like 10 degrees. And by the way, I'm wearing my Army Black Knights hat that just came yesterday, $30 hat. And you know what? My wife even brought this up. She says, you know, there's people that on social media make comments about people that wear military stuff, you know. And I said, yeah, I get it all the time. I said, I never served in the military, but I like wearing and supporting the military. Hey, morons, they wouldn't sell it to the public if they didn't want the public to wear it. I like the Army Black Knights logo. I like military logos. I like supporting their military. They want you to buy the stuff. You don't have to be a Marine to wear a Marine shirt. I mean, you will never see any place where I ever acted like I served our country. I ain't going to put that on my resume line. That would kill my congressional race and future presidential run. So I'm all bundled up just to show you that I'm bundled up. All right, UC beat TCU last night in overtime. First Big 12 win, 81-77. Xavier beat Butler. This always makes me sad, although I support Xavier, because the Butler team are the Bulldogs. All right, University of Kentucky plays Mississippi State tonight. Go Cats. The Reds trade Duarte to make some room. It goes to the Rangers. That ain't a bad place for him to go. Kyle Shanahan, it's a great Cowboys story, Josh Wentz. You're going to die laughing. Kyle Shanahan said they began preparing for the Packers after the first quarter. I freaking love it. Jason Kelsey is retiring of the Eagles. I like this guy. He's an old school Bulldog. All right, Mike Tomlin is going to be back for the Steelers. There was some rumblings that maybe he'd go to the Cowboys. I could wish. All right, this is a funny story. This is like something out of like myth. Bo Scarborough was a former Alabama running back. Big, tall, tough running back. Was supposed to be the second coming to Derrick Henry. Played well in the college level. Didn't really make it very far in the pro level. He says one time he was in a car and somebody was driving with Nick Saban. Police lights were coming on. Nick Saban was on the phone. And the guy was asking, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And Nick Saban said, to Bo Scarbo's shock, don't stop. He says a police chase. Nick Saban said, don't stop. And what came of it? I don't know how this was communicated, but allegedly it was communicated to just slow down and don't reckless drive. Somehow that message got communicated. But Nick Saban told his driver, now you know what I predict, Josh Wentz? This was happening in Alabama, and Nick Saban knew that they weren't going to get a ticket or get in trouble. He didn't kill anybody. You know, I think that is fun. You picture Nick Saban telling the driver, don't stop. We're not going to stop. All right, Jim Harbaugh, this is wild news. He interviewed with the Chargers? Well, apparently yesterday he interviewed with the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, Belichick was seen going out on the yacht of the owner, Block, the owner of the Falcons. There is now talk that Dallas might have some interest in him. It's going to be wild. Isn't it going to be wild next year? Who's coaching who? This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, Americans here in Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Pop Culture, sponsored by Top Shot. I'm all bundled up because it's cold. I'm having fun being bundled up, showing off my Army Black Knights hat. All right, here we go. A 9-year-old child was bullied over not having an authentic Stanley tumbler, says her mom. This is so freaking messed up. It's a freaking water bottle. They've created, like Starbucks with coffee, they've created a whole screwed up, crazy industry of water bottles. I will not buy a Stanley tumbler. I do not want a Stanley tumbler. I encourage you not to own a Stanley tumbler. Just go to the store and buy a gallon of water. All right, this is a funny story. Jason Priestley apparently was a roommate for a while of Brad Pitt. And at the time, he said Brad Pitt rarely showered. You know what? I'm saying this, by the way, Josh Wentz, not to make fun of Brad Pitt, but to say it makes me like him more. You know what? He's laying around. He doesn't get a shower. You know, he's not all into himself. It makes me like Brad Pitt more, if the story is true.
What dude didn't do that?
Yeah.
I did it.
By the way, I'll go a day without a shower sometimes on a weekend. And guess what? I watched Meet Joe Black last night. 3-hour movie. That is a great freaking movie. So I'm in Brad Pitt's corner against Angelina Jolie. I'm in Brad Pitt's corner against Jason Priestley. Although I don't think Jason was being malicious. All right, Tony Orlando is waving goodbye. What? Finally? Look at that face. That's a face made by a great plastic surgeon. Tony Orlando is finally going to stop playing.
Dang, he's been around forever.
I think he was a lot older than me, like in the 1960s.
Yeah,
I mean, I just turned 60. All right. Jason, this is wild. Jason Aldean and Luke Bryan had an airplane took off from a hunting deal and it started having problems, and they had to turn around and land. It was kind of a scary moment for them. Can you imagine if Jason Aldean and Luke Bryan both died in a plane crash, in the same plane crash? It would be like the day the music died. Wild. So the two kingpins of country music. Wow. It's the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.